channel, where chaos and insanity will always reign supreme. So we're back again for another unbox. Yes, I'm suited up, so you know what that means. It's Ghostbusting time. So this time around, we have an unbox from the new Plasma Series Wave 2. I was able to get my hands on 4 of the 6 figures. The 4 I got my hands on were actually Lucky, Trevor, Peter Venkman, and Winston Zeddemore. Those are the only ones I can get my hands on. I'm still looking for Ray, and I'm still looking for podcasts so we can complete the Build-A-Figure for the Sentinel Terror Dog. I got 2 of the pieces out. So, this time around we have Peter Venkman. Now, of course, this time around we have some weathered packaging. We have not the original 4, but the new 4. Lucky, Podcast, Phoebe, and Trevor rocking the gear. Of course, we have pictures of them of all the figures right there. Now, spoiler warning, guys. Slight spoiler. It's not a big spoiler, but it's a small spoiler. If you do not want to hear the spoiler, it's a slight spoiler. If you don't want to hear it, then you guys want to stop this video and come back at a later time. Okay? With that being said, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Spoiler. If you guys don't want any additional information about the new movie, even if it's a small little point, turn off this video and come back at a later date, guys, okay? I will not hold it against you. With that being said, let's get right on into it. So obviously we have Peter Venkman here. We have his particle stream. We have his Build-A-Figure piece. We have his proton pack. And we have his little deck of ESP cards when he used in the first movie. Obviously Peter's looking a little bit aged. You know, you would be 230 some odd years later, right? So on this box again, we have the weathering right here. We have some little schematics of the proton pack right there. And on the back we have a little synopsis. Oh, not real synopsis. It's just a little bit of information. And I'm going to read that right now, guys. Professor Peter Venkman, question mark. Yeah. We were pretty shocked someone gave that guy tenure. Let me see if I can get this to focus. There we go. You can pause the video right there if you like so you can read it. Yes, so now he's a professor. We don't know where he's at. Is he at Columbia? That would be pretty awesome. So yeah, he is a tenured professor now. He's an actual professor. He's not just Dr. Venkman. He is Professor Venkman. One can only imagine how the hell that happens. So we're going to open this right on up, guys. Oh yeah, and by the way, I got original Winston and original Peter right here. I got to get some better stands for him. So let's open this right on up. We got a nice little cool schematic art right there. We won't go into that. So we get our little cover, our legal papers, pluck them and file them. You know the deal, guys. And now we have a leg. Translucent, almost astral leg of the Sentinel Terror Dog. So there we go. So let's get his particle stream out. Now there is a big difference between the one that came with Lucky, obviously is purple, and the one that came with Peter Venkman is more the original color scheme that we're used to. The orange stream with the blue electrical energy charge around it. Let's also get the proton pack out. The neutrino one. And his little accessory, which I may have to use my friendly neighborhood knife on. Because they like to use tape for this stuff. Let me pause you guys. Okay, so let's get Peter out. still can't get out. Ladies and gentlemen, knives are sharp. So, it's not just one little deck of cards, it's a whole bunch of cards that we get. Just gonna get them off the tape. And unfortunately, they are just cardboard color, just tan backing, white. Would have been cool if they had white. Oh, see, the tape on this one is the tape on here is making the paper on here. Be careful, guys, when you're taking this off, because the paper on here is coming off. So now my only resort is to use the tape. Now, one suggestion I have for these cards is you can hit them up with some white paint, even some whiteout, any kind of a white marker or white paint to cover the back, and then maybe take some transparent Scotch tape to go over it to make it look like a proper playing card. That's something you guys can do as a nice little mod trick, okay? So that's something I would probably think of doing. I don't know how well these will fit in the hands of Venkman, but it's a nice little cool accessory to have on display with him. So I'm going to set this aside with the accessories from some of the other figures. Of course, we get Venkman right here. He's still got his walkie-talkie. He's got his belt gizmo, his gear, and of course his leg hose right here. Let's compare him with his original counterpart. Again, it's pretty much the same mold. Yeah, roughly about the same mold. The leg hose is a little different. So is the black cabling that we have going from here, which is part of the belt gizmo. But again, he's got the same radio on the side here. So, and let's do a nice little close-up so you can see how well Venkman has aged. Pretty consistent. And I do think that this definitely looks more like Bill Murray now. Let's see if I can get this to focus. There we go. And on a personal note, I mean, some of Bill Murray's facial features, they actually remind me of my dad. Especially around the eyes, the nose. You know, it's... I mean, that hits me in the feels for a couple reasons because, well, we lost my dad about a year and a half ago. But, again, Ghostbusters, Stripes, were always some favorites. So, you know, that just, it kind of hits me in a good spot. You know, could be worse. So, again, we have Bill Murray as Professor Peter Venkman. We got the Ghostbuster emblem right there on the upper sleeve, and we have the proper gray elbow pads, although they gave us some weird funky black ones when they did the original. And plus you can see a much big difference here between the two suits. One, it looks like, you know, he's wearing his suit a little bit higher. Maybe he's lost some weight than he was here. If I have them side by side, it definitely looks like the name tag is placed a little higher. Either that or it's just how they have his torso molded. I mean, it looks, he actually kind of has a bit of a pudge in the midsection, but that's just how they look. So there are some subtle differences, different skin tones, obviously difference in hair. He still has a full head of hair, so good on Bill. There you go. So, now, proton packs. Big major difference. And I'm going to show you guys what I mean. So we have the original Plasma Series Wave 1 proton pack, the GB1 ribbon. Cyclotron light is the upper right hand. Now, we all know with each of the figures they did different cyclotron lines for each one. So you thought that they would repeat it for this one. No. He actually has the lower left. But pretty much the same pack, same ribbon. So there is that. Now I'm wondering if they just reuse packs that they had from Plasma Series 1. That's a possibility. So again, if you guys have never done this before, I'm going to show you how to slide the Proton Pack on. So, there we go. Come on, get in there. Just like a coat. One arm at a time. Now there is a peg here, so that peg will slot into his back because there is a cavity. There is a hole there where it will connect onto. So there we go. Of course, he's got his gloves on, so he's ready to roll. Now, we want him to rock his Neutrona wand. So, this is the method I've been using because some of the hands are really grips kind of tight. So I'm taking the hose and I'm threading it through his right hand. That's just something I've been doing. Now, if you guys have been using a different method, let me know in the comment section below. I would really like to know. So then we're going to take the hose and we're going to plug it into the back of his Proton Pack. For some reason, it almost seems like the hoses are a little bit longer. I'm sure that's just all in my head, though. Come on. Get in there. It's not going in. There we go. Finally, we got the hose to get in there. And let's see if we can get his left hand to open because we want him to grip the wand. I'm sorry this is taking so long, guys. There we go. I had issues before with this. With the original Venkman, I think. It could just be all in my head. There we go. So now let's get the particle stream on. Now the first time around they did not give us particle streams for the original 4. They only did for Winston. So with this, we want to rotate him, rotate his leg. There we go. And now we're going to turn his head so he's looking at where he's blasting. And there we go. And he's standing on his own without a stand. Now another thing I'm curious is, it's about the same as far as the Venkman always kept his pant legs out. So there we go. Got him firing. There we go. Let's take a look at that right there. This looks so awesome. I mean, I actually have an app on my iPad that can do the particle stream, so I've done stuff like that before, but I mean, this, you know, this gives you that three-dimensional look and pose, and that's just going to be awesome. Let me see if I can get him pegged into this. I have a NECA stand. Let me see if that will work. Okay, the NECA stand's actually working pretty well on him. So there we go. Now let's get Lucky out there. See if we can get her to... join Professor Venkman out there. That's a nice little pose right there, guys. You can see the major difference between the two color streams of the particle streams right there. But that's looking pretty awesome. I really like how that looks. And of course we could have Finn, or rather Trevor I should say, with his wands. He doesn't come with particle stream, but there we go. We got those three so far together. I still have to crack open Winston there, but these figures look, I mean, this looks awesome. You know, we got the OG with the next generation right there, passing the wands, metaphorically and potentially physically. Because when we look at the packs, Trevor's has a GB2 style ribbon. This is what I'm referring to. See the multicolor ribbons right there? Let me see if I can get that to focus. There we go. Peter does not. He's got the OG gray. Let me see if I can get that to focus now. He's got more of the solid gray looking, which is what we saw on him, Ghostbusters 1. And guess what? Lucky has that. So that makes me think that her pack was brought by the others. That possibly Ray, Peter, and Winston bring extra gear, and she suits up, and that's her pack. And possibly Ray might have done some adjustments to this pack, giving it a different color stream. To me, that would make sense. But why do the guys not have that same color stream? Maybe this is Peter's original pack and it wasn't modified. You know, we don't know. These are all thoughts and possible plot points for Ghostbusters Afterlife. So again, fantastic figure. I really love the sculpt that they did on Bill Murray for Peter Venkman. I think this looks more truer than, I dare say, the original. The color of the suit looks way better. This almost looks slightly cartoonish of Peter Venkman, of Bill Murray. I really love this Afterlife figure way better. I know that sounds ludicrous, it sounds insane, but that's my honest opinion when it comes to that, guys. Now, we know that Sigourney Weaver is going to be in the movie. Will there be a third wave that maybe features her character? Will that be when and how we get Phoebe? We don't know. Those are all questions that we are dying to find out. Now, what's really weird is it's hard for young Venkman, to grab the wands, which makes me wonder, is this a... looks like the wand could be slightly longer. Let's do a comparison right here. Let me get the particle stream off. I think the new wands is a little bit... it's about the same height. It's just there's a little bit more silver on original Peter's, but it's the same length. You guys can see that. It's about the same length there. Because of the more darkness on his barrel, it makes it look like it's different, but it's not. So let me put Peter back on. Yeah, it's just weird that I just have to play around with this Peter to see if I can get him to hold his wand a little better. It's just a thing. I mean, I always had trouble with the original Peter as far as him gripping his wands. I know how that sounds. Get your minds out of the gutter, guys. I'm not going to worry about the new one right now. So we're just going to put the wand back, or the string back on to Peter's. Because I just think it looks really badass right there. And like I said, for some reason, I have an easier time getting him to hold the wand than his younger self, which is kind of funny and hysterical in a way. Very posable, and he's very stable on here. I really like that. So there we are. Now, so far out of the Build-A-Figure pieces, we have the Terror Dog's head, we have the arm, and we have one astral kind of not fully solidified leg. So we have those so far. So here we are. There you guys are. I'm loving this Afterlife wave. I'm really curious to see when, if and when, we'll get a Phoebe. Again, I've said this before, we're probably going to wind up getting her more towards the movie, but we'll see what happens. So here we are. I still have one figure left to do. That's going to be Winston. Winston Zeddemore. We will do an unbox of him. That's going to be a separate video. But for right now, we have Lucky. We have Trevor. We have Professor Peter Venkman. There you go. So, here they are. They look pretty damn awesome. If you have the means to get them, I highly recommend you do so. I know right now they're priced at $22.99 at your local Target. If you can find them, grab them, guys. Go for it. Get them while you can. Honestly, and I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be any kind of a way. Amazon, there's a lot of third-party sellers that are trying to crank these out for, I think, between $33 and $35, if not more, and then shipping charges. Guys, try and get them at the store. They're going to be periodically restocked. So if you can't find them, just give it a little bit more time. It'll happen. I mean, we've been having Ray and a few Winstons who are peg warming this past year. Give it time, guys. You'll find them. Okay? And once again, guys, I want to thank you guys for supporting the channel. For anyone who's been watching my videos, and you keep coming back to Dave's Dimension, I appreciate that. Right now, we are at 262 friends and family. 262 followers for this channel. I can't thank you guys enough. And please, as a thank you, or I shouldn't say as a thank you, but as a favor to me, I want you to jump into the video description below. We have our YouTube warriors. Those are other YouTubers. People like you and me who make some amazing content, game streamers, model kit assemblers. I mean, they do anything and everything, guys. Check out their channels. You won't be making any mistakes, guys. There's some amazing content you don't want to miss out on. So there we are. That's the video. I just want to thank you guys for checking out the channel.